And we are back for some more Little Mix. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Max. I'm a communication skills coach. What I do is I react to all different types of people's communication skills, and I give you my thoughts. This will be my first time looking at just the 3 of them. I saw your comments on my last video. I want to check out the 3 of them. I hear they have a very close bond. The video I'm reacting to today is Little Mix 10 Years of Tweets. So let's check it out.
Hey Little Mix, and this is 10 Years in Tweets.
First second into this video, Leigh-Anne's looking like a different woman. And not because she's pregnant, because she's kind of just sitting back, relaxed, calm as ever. She just looks like she's hanging out in her living room. There might be 15 cameras on her. She's not bothered at all.
Never let the British public vote on anything. Our only good decision was Little Mix winning X Factor. That was a 5-star on TripAdvisor.
It really was. We were babies.
Yeah. Now look at us. I know. Women. Blooming.
Oh shoot, yeah, Perry's pregnant as well. Wow, cool. They just really do seem a lot more comfortable in their own skin here. And maybe it has something to do with the fact that they've been in front of the camera so much that they're just at that next level of comfort and ease in front of the camera. But especially with like Leigh-Anne and Perry, because Perry was someone who I always felt like really put it on. She was the star of the show. Like really put it on in front of the camera, had this like mega confidence and superstar sort of charisma surrounding her. And here it's just like, I'm cool, like I don't need to put it on. I'm just chilling, I'm hanging out, I'm comfortable with who I am. It's like, hey, they've found themselves in a way. Like they've kind of like grown into themselves, so to speak.
Album, yes. The song,
Not as much.
not as much. We were obviously so new and fresh as a group, so it was such an exciting time.
Yeah, and then Jade's got this just, she's so charming, isn't she? I feel like she's like really grown on me. The more videos I watch of her, I just like the way she communicates. It never feels forced. It never feels like uninviting. It just feels very warm and welcoming.
Petition for Salute by Little Mix to become our new national anthem. I'm here for it.
So here for it.
Here for it.
And it will forever be a female.
And I noticed when Jade was speaking before, Perry really kind of like looked at her and was listening to her for the first little bit. And I think that just speaks to Perry's new sort of calm demeanor, her presence. Sometimes you'll see people who are just a little bit more comfortable in their own skin and comfortable with where they are and who they are, have an easier time kind of settling in and listening because their mind isn't racing and oftentimes they're not feeling anxious about how they're perceived. So as a result, it's a little easier for them to kind of just tune in and listen to the people that are speaking and be present with their surroundings. So I'm kind of sensing that from Perry. She's just able to tune in more and be a part of like the sisterhood in a different way, it feels like.
Strong, empowering. And we always say any show we ever do, any festival, we could start the show with Salute and everybody would just go off. Yeah, no, that would be pretty epic, to be fair. A big stadium singing Salute. Like this. Or like this.
I mean, she's still a star. Let's not get it twisted. She's still got that charisma. She's still got that star power. It just doesn't feel as forced. It's coming from more of a natural, authentic place, but she's still got it.
It was actually so fun to write that, wasn't it?
It literally is the same verse over and over again with a few tweaks.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thinking about that, that's about right.
And Leigh-Anne and Perry kind of held the stare for a little, a sign of their closeness there. I like that. And I think that kind of just demonstrates their comfort with one another as well. You could tell these girls are super comfortable with each other. And even before Leigh-Anne helped Jade finish out a thought.
The song,
Not as much.
not as much.
So you can tell that they're really in sync.
Thanked all of their exes on stage. Why not give them a little shout out?
Thank you so much.
This era was by far one of the best times we've ever had. The campaign, everything about it, the artwork, the singles. I just feel like this era.
Although Leigh-Anne and Jade have their own leadership qualities, and I'm sure they could all kill it doing solo shit, you know, to me, Perry still feels like the leader. She's so good at facilitating the conversation, taking the reins. Something we can pick up from Perry is when she gestures, She uses her gestures as a way to further illustrate her point. It just enhances her communication. She makes a point and she emphasizes that point with a gesture.
This era.
And I always tell people when it comes to gesturing, you don't need to force a gesture and say, okay, I need to gesture now, now, and now, because then it can come across as inauthentic. But if you feel the need to gesture, I always say never feel the need to hold back, right? Because oftentimes it can really enhance our point and it can show confidence in our message.
You should absolutely embrace yourself because you're beautiful.
The fans actually themselves started this trend, #StripWithLittleMix.
Everyone was just embracing themselves, weren't they? So it was so nice.
Do you know what? I love the fact that we can inspire people like this. Like, it just makes everything worthwhile, like what we're doing.
Yeah.
I love how the girls, like after each one of them says something, you kind of quietly hear them validate what they're saying. And
Embracing themselves, weren't they? So it was
like, it's just nice how they're kind of in sync, acknowledging each other, supporting each other, validating each other's thoughts and messages. And I like that.
super bass, and we've just been obsessed with her ever since. And the fact that we got her on a song and collaborated with her, and she was so lovely and did so much for us, was just wonderful. Boring you, am I?
Ah!
Boring, am I?
So sorry.
I love that. That's hilarious. Perry's very aware.
Wonderful. Boring you, am I?
You might think, okay, here's this really confident, extroverted person who's speaking, and they're really just concentrated on like delivering the message. But the fact that Perry, out of the corner of her eye, can see that Leigh-Anne was yawning, I think that speaks to her spatial awareness. It's just cool to see Perry acknowledge that.
Oh, shut your mouth.
I can't remember.
Me, I was like, hold up, no you didn't, bow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you know what? I
man.
hate having to sing other people's parts, honestly.
It's the worst, isn't it?
It is
Because I feel like there's an expectation as well, like
Yeah.
the fans, so they're like, go on.
I remember.
Yeah, like there's something about Jade, right? Jade just really feels so down to earth to me. They all do, especially Jade. And I think a lot of it has to do with, first of all, the tone of her voice and the language that she uses. And I always tell people this, when you're doing a presentation or you're communicating to a group of people, it's like you don't have to put on a certain voice or get into like presentation mode. You can be yourself and still remain engaging. And when language and tone feels conversational, it's a lot easier for your audience to listen and tune in, because that's the type of language that we're used to hearing. And I think that's why it works so well with Little Mix.
It's Jade's neck. Her hair is obviously that long and thick. They didn't know where to put it under the wig cap, so they had to tape it to her
It
neck.
was literally gaffer tape to
Yeah,
me back me hair,
like-
so I was like,
So when her wig cap went on and the prosthetics went on, she was just stiff. She was like Frankenstein.
Leigh-Anne's so comfortable in front of the camera, she can easily fall asleep.
On and the prosthetics went on, she was just stiff.
That's how comfortable she is.
It was so jokes, but we pushed
So jokes.
enough to give you the confetti music video you all deserve,
yeah.
You could tell like Perry and Jade are sisters. They're pretty much cuddling over here. All their body language just screams comfort with one another.
Common was a dream. They were put together without even thinking of winning X Factor, but became the biggest girl band in the world. And of the all time crying.
When you see it written like that, it's actually,
We did it.
And I just learned that. I actually just learned that they were put together from X Factor. I didn't know that before. I just learned that a couple days ago.
10 years later. 10 years
Can you believe it?
for a girl band,
Still
10
here.
years.
Going strong. Hello.
Yeah, go Little Mix! Woo!
I love their humor too, right? I know a lot of you are really inspired by Little Mix, and I can see why. As always, if you want to watch my uncut reaction and analysis, you can. All you need to do is click on my Patreon link below. Other than that, my name is Max. I will catch you soon. Peace.